Welcome back. You're watching the Entrepreneurial SME. My guest is scientist and CEO of Dipalesa BioTech Lab, Palesa Lephallo. In that clip, Palesa, you spoke about experiences, rather challenges that you've experienced since you started business, but chief among them was marketing, right? And that's not new. People mention that all the time as the biggest challenge. What is tough about it, and what have you done to deal with it?
I think identifying your audience is very difficult. Also learning to engage with your audience, becoming relatable to your audience as well. I think for me, it's practically new because I'm more of a technical person. Yeah. So that's what I'm learning. And I think the best way for me to overcome it, I've been on YouTube, literally following whoever I can follow that speaks about marketing and branding strategies as well.
Do you feel that people should be focusing on what you produce than on you?
Yes, yes. I think people should be focusing more on what I do than on me. But I think people sort of find me to be interesting because of the things that I say.
Well, I have bad news for you. We never bet the horse, we bet the jockey.
True.
It's always about the jockey. And it's getting better. You're getting now to reach out to people. You even mentioned the fact that you're an introvert. You prefer to be in the lab.
Yes.
But you're getting out there and doing
Yes,
yeah.
I have no choice now.
So let's talk about a typical client, and let's call that client Rams Mabote, who has decided he wants to use his own personal scent to create a cologne. How does it start? Where do we begin?
So Rams Mabote walks in, Palesa, I've got this idea, can you bring it to life? Then that's where we come in. We look at the concept, we look at the market that you want to operate in, and we start by consulting. Mm-hmm. We break it down for you in terms of how does it work, and we simplify it for you. So we'll look at the concept, we'll take a brief, we'll then create prototypes for you. After that, you then approve it, you send it out into your market, test it a bit, and then you come back and we start with your mass production.
Okay, how do you stay ahead of competition? Because I suspect, not even the big players only, even at their level where you operate, there's competition, right?
There is.
How do you stay ahead?
One thing I do is I look at trends. I study trends all the time, every time. Mm-hmm. I benchmark the business against international brands. We are still far behind, but that's where I've set the standard for us. So it makes it easy for us to sort of like evolve when there are changes in the market.
So far, feels good, feels like you're making progress in what you're trying to achieve. Is the market growing for you over the last 2-3 years? Yes,
definitely enjoying it. Every day I wake up to new challenges, difficult as they may be, but we are encountering different opportunities as well. The client profiles as well are changing. We're getting people from salons that are saying, you know what, I want my own brands. We are now talking to businesses as far as Angola now, people in Zimbabwe who've been referred to our business. So we are expanding, we are growing in our own right. Beautiful.
Somebody watching you right now is like, wow, so impressed about your story, about how you articulate yourself, even though you say you don't do that well. What advice would you give somebody who's literally starting up this morning, right? Just they decided, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to quit my engineering or banking work, and I'm going to do what Palesa has done. What advice would you give them?
Definitely passion. Following your passion is the greatest thing and the most rewarding thing. It gets difficult because the in-between parts, no one will really tell you about them.
Every time I hear the word passion, I think of those charismatic churches. I don't think it's enough. Right? Does it pay the bills?
It doesn't pay the bills at times. When I started, it wasn't paying the bills. I really questioned the passion part. But if you keep at it, if you keep networking, there needs to be room also for you to sort of say, this is the passion, but what can I do to sustain the business as I go along, as I grow the business as well? But definitely passion and consistency, discipline as well, has been the biggest factor for me.
Quickly, one last question before I go to my beautiful part. What's the next 5 years?
Retailing, distributing, Africa, we're sending out product as far as, I don't know, far as I could think, or as far as they can reach.
Okay, let's go for this.
All right.
Have you ever thought of quitting?
I have, many times.
What keeps you going, you?
My love for science. We're now expanding, and we're now expanding the whole business into high schools. I've created a curriculum, and we're going to be involving the students from Katlehong Engineering School of Specialization. We're going to be teaching them about biotechnology and cosmetics. So that's my biggest drive.
And what do you do for fun?
Sure, I sleep. I sleep.
I said fun.
Sleep.
Given a chance, would you do this again?
Definitely.
And again.
In the
and
next
again?
life. In the next life.
One last one. Coffee, tea, whiskey?
Tea, green tea, no sugar.
Palesa Lephallo, thank you very much and all the best with your business.
Thank you so much.
That's all we have for tonight on the Entrepreneurial SME. From me, Rams Mabote, good night and God bless.
Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.